happy now. All is now is it gives me in the present. Initiate signing back in here. Putting out my perspective into the cloud of the collective to expand the collective consciousness. And this is going to be a new series on my YouTube channel, which is going to be sticking on the astrology topic, which will be about planets in all the houses. So in this video, this is going to be sun in the first house. Okay, so before I start, I have to reiterate that everybody has different houses. So you're gonna have to find out what's ruling your first house, and then you can sort of get a more accurate, let's say, energy signature of your first house, or any house in general. But in this video is going to be focusing on the first house. So if you have sun in the first house, okay, so what do we know about the first house? The first house is being ruled by Aries, aka Mars, okay, and it's also your ascendant. All right, so an ascendant is you know, the sign that was rising, where the sun was rising when you were born. So in the, I want to say, yeah, wherever the sun was rising where you were born, you know. So this is how you would get your ascendant. So, and the ascendant is the first house, like I said, and the first house is, you know, like I said, Aries, you know. So it is being the first sign, okay. So aka, you know, the sign you were, let's say, what people see off of you, you know, what the energy you exude, you know, like just naturally without even trying, you know. So with the sun being in the first house, okay, I like to, this depending on what's ruling this house, you know, this will dictate if it's let's say a more, dictate how powerful this placement will be. But regardless, if the sun is in the first house, this is where the sun wants to be, okay, because this is a house of the self, you know, the self-image, how you portray yourself, you know. So if your sun is in the first house, this means that you naturally have, you know, a lot of vitality, you know. You have a lot of energy to take action based off of your self-image, anything that has to do with you personally, and anything that you desire to go after, okay. So this can also play, let's say, if you have the sun in the first house. When we say anything that has to do with you personally, this can also deal with yeah, your self-image, and as well as your insecurities. And when I say insecurity, okay, there is a negative connotation behind insecurity, where people put on insecurity, and people feel as though they shouldn't have any insecurities. But your insecurity is just your inner security, right? Your inner security, and I think everybody should have that, because if you don't have an inner security, it's almost like Well, let me take it back. It's almost like a way of building your self image, right? Or protecting your self image, right? If you don't, yeah, with this placement, you will have the energy to, uh, want to take care of your inner security, you know, or to, yeah, take action based on anything that has to do with you personally. So yeah, there's a positive and negative to having inner security. That's the high octave of looking at it, not insecurity, inner security. um it's it's almost like a defense mechanism. So if you have displacement, this is where your power lies, your power lies in your self image, and how you portray yourself. And there's power in this placement. So for example, let's say if your first house was Libra, you know this is the sun, it falls in Libra, but if you had it in the first house, you know it's almost like you'd be taking action based on relationships, or initiating relationships based on your self image. So you will be making relationships that suit your self image, right? So yeah. And the first house, uh yeah, the first house, okay, like I said, being ruled by just having that first house as being the first sign, right? Aries, so it has that Martian influence, right? So this is a Sun Mars influence, and that's basically what I've been breaking down this whole time. So it's almost like confident action taking action confidently, based on whatever you personally want in your space. So yeah, that's gonna be short. Sun in the first house. Initiate signing out. Catch you next time.